Time for prayer.
O worthy God, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all-merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the Beyond God and the Beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yastan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Isa, the only one worthy of worship. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent most especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai Meher Baba, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. So, we welcome everyone today for one more EastWest Satsang. And please do your raise hand for sharing with Baba's love, whatever from your heart. And we already have our lovely speakers for today, Dara and Amrit, with us through the sharing. Thank you for joining in early with us for all the singing and sharing. Okay, so let's begin with Noreen. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone. My poem for today is a Brian Darnell poem, but he starts with a quote from a song by Van Morrison, and I didn't know the song, so I looked it up, and I'd like to read the lyrics of the song first and then the poem. The song is called I Forgot That Love Existed. I forgot that love existed, troubled in my mind, heartache after heartache, worried all the time. I forgot that love existed, and then I saw the light. Everyone around me makes everything all right. Oh, Socrates and Plato praised it to the skies. Everyone that ever loved, everyone that ever tried. If my heart could do the thinking and my head begin to feel, I'd look upon the world anew and know what's truly real. That's the song, and this is the poem, Savored Love. I forgot that love existed, Morrison growls, an effort to express the bewilderment, the essential ineffability of the revelation. When God reminds you of who he is, no glib retort comes to mind. A cry of some sort might escape your lips as your heart tries to leap from your chest. You wonder how your legs can carry the weight, if your brain will ever jump back into gear when you remember, when your heart remembers, love exists. And if God is love, love is God. The Almighty as a concept might be elusive, but we've all savored love. And the deeper we've drawn from the well, the more precious and pure we've found the water. Debris brushed aside, the heart begins to flow again as a living source. When love is remembered, profoundly remembered, existence is bathed anew in the light and sheen of pristine truth and infinite possibilities. O child of God, again and again we are returned to our lost and forgotten heritage. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Lovely. We'll now have Bhikkhu. Bhikkhu, please unmute.
Jai Baba, can you hear me?
Yes.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे। मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे। मत कर तू अभिमान, तेरे जैसे लाखों आए, लाखों इस माटी ने खाए। तेरे जैसे लाखों आए, लाखों इस माटी ने खाए। रहा न नाम निशान रे बंदे, मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे। मत कर तू अभिमान, झूठी माया झूठी काया, वो तेरा जो हरि गुण गाया। झूठी माया झूठी काया, वो तेरा जो हरि गुण गाया। जप ले हरि का नाम वो बंदे, मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे, मत कर तू अभिमान। माया का अंधकार निराला, बाहर उजला भीतर काला। माया का अंधकार निराला, बाहर उजला भीतर काला। इसको तू पहचान रे बंदे, मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे, मत कर तू अभिमान। तेरे पास है हीरे मोती, मेरे मन मंदिर में ज्योति। तेरे पास है हीरे मोती, मेरे मन मंदिर में ज्योति। कौन हुआ धनवान रे बंदे, मत कर तू अभिमान, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, झूठी तेरी शान रे, मत कर तू अभिमान। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
We now have Tim. Jai Baba, Tim.
Jai Baba Roshni. Jai Baba to all. This song is called One Real Friend. I have only one real friend. Many are his foes. He glorifies the sunsets, rides upon the storms. He and I are comrades, tried and fast and true. Glad am I to have found him here and now in you. In you. In you. Here and now, here and now, here and now in you. Here and now, here and now, here and now in you. Here and now, here and now, here and now in you. Here and now, here and now, here and now in you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. We now have Meher's sweetheart, Tina. Jai Baba.
Hi, everybody. Jai Baba to all. And, I was asked to be part of the youth program one Christmas at the Meher Center. They said they needed more people, and since my name was Tina, they said I could be an honorary Tina-ager. And so I decided I was going to write a rap because they like
Wow.
raps. And so I actually like rapping. And I know a lot of people my generation's like, oh, I can't stand it. But I think it's actually a form of poetry. And so I wrote a rap, which some of you may have heard before, but some of you may not have. And this is telling the story of Meher Baba's life in a rap. So here's what it sounds like. There's a homeboy named Merwan, and he be a little whack from a kiss upside his head and dad a fact. Baba John done smooch him. It ain't no joke. He conk out, seem like he gon' croak. Merwan's mama tell a Baba John, what you did? I wanna know what up with my kid. Seem like you done mess up his life. Fix him up now, or I'll cut you with a knife. Baba John say, chill, I know he seem whack, but he on the plains, and I got his back. Dog, for months and months, he don't sleep or eat. He bang his head on the floor, and he knock out his teeth. Then he meets some perfect masters, and they open his eyes. They say, man, won't get your freak on you, the highest of the high. Take the name of Meher Baba, mean compassionate pappy. Tell all his homies, don't worry, be happy. Give Georges to the poor, and he give a lot of treats, write a book, build a school, and give his peeps treats. One day he tell his homies, chill now, don't freak, but after tomorrow, I ain't gonna speak. He writes some stuff on a board and he just wave his hands. But Puff Daddy Erich, he understands. Baba meet a gal named Mara. He tell her, you my Rada. He find a loony named Mohammed who always call him Dada. Then comes Snoop Doggy Adi, Meru and Mani, Hindu, Padre, Rano and Nani. He work them and they teach them and they fill them with love. And those homies, they just give their whole life to shove. They like hanging loose in that Marazad hood. His lovers come for Darshan and he make them feel good. One day he tell his homies, it a new life, beg for Georges. And they say, that cool, cause he just so gorgeous. He go to the West and meet some movie stars. Later on in Oklahoma, Baba crash up his car. He get a place in Myrtle Beach from Elizabeth's dad, only $22 a night for a pad. Baba crash his car again, break up some bones. What up with this dude? He be accident prone. He get old, so tired and weak. One thing same, he still don't speak. One day he check out and his peeps be so sad, but they know he in their hearts, he always be their big dad. He's the real deal. Jai Baba.
I'm gathering up my cough.
That's
So
awesome.
it was really awesome. We now have Utakshi and Marukanti, our mother-daughter duo. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा जय बाबा मौन में रहने वाले बाबा 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 तेरी जय जयकार जय जयकार जय जयकार तूने मुझे बुलाया मेहर बाबा मैं आया मेहर बाबा ओ तूने मुझे बुलाया मेहर बाबा मैं आया मेहर बाबा ओ मेहर बाबा ओ अवतार मुझे बुलाया मेहर बाबा, मैं आया मेहर बाबा। सारे जग का तू रखवाला, सारे जग का तू रखवाला, तू ही मेरा पालनहारा, तू ही मेरा पालनहारा, तू अवतारी मेहर बाबा, तू अवतारी मेहर बाबा। तो मैं रह ना पाया मेहर बाबा, मैं आया मेहर बाबा। ओ तूने मुझे बुलाया मेहर बाबा, मैं आया मेहर बाबा। आरती उतारूं बाबा मैं हर रोज तेरी, आरती उतारूं बाबा मैं हर रोज तेरी। मैं तो भजूं मेहर को शाम सवेरे, मैं तो भजूं मेहर को शाम सवेरे। सुख में दुख में तुम साथी मेरे, सुख में दुख में साथी मेरे। तू ही सबको संभाले मेहर बाबा, मैं आया मेहर बाबा। ओ तूने मुझे बुलाया मेहर बाबा, मैं आया मेहर बाबा। ओ प्रेम से बोलो मेहर बाबा, सारे बोलो मेहर बाबा। आते बोलो मेहर बाबा, जाते बोलो मेहर बाबा। कष्ट निवारे मेहर बाबा, बाहर तारे मेहर बाबा, 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 मेहर बाबा। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
So beautiful. Thank you, Jai Baba. Meher, we have Meher to read something. Jai Baba, Meher.
Jai Baba, I'm reading from God, Allah, then the name, that book. Baba loves you. I love you. Do not worry about your weakness. Eventually, they will go, even if they linger. If they linger, love will one day consume them. Everything disappears in love, of love. Because I love you. You have a pool of love within you. When you feel wretched, when you fall in your weakness, have a dip in that pool of love. Refresh yourself in that pool of my love with you. It is always there. Even if you wash your weakness every day in that pool, it will remain clear. Don't worry, Baba loves you. That is what really matters. Aftar Mer Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you. We now have Abhishek in the house. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is a hymn, I believe it is written by Saint Francis and was one of my favorite hymns as a child. So I'm singing it for Baba. It's called Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. O Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying that we are born to eternal life. O Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Jai Baba.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jai Baba Abhishek. We now have Angela. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Speaking of Abhishek, these are words that he tweaked, and wish me luck. I heard about this wonderful news. God in human form was born to lead us and liberate us from suffering, and that his name was Meher Baba, and loving him was all he asked, and from our lips he drew the Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. My faith was weak, I was feeling glum, but on his tomb I was overcome with the beauty and the bliss of his perfection. I placed my head on the marble stone, the fragrance heals, I know I'm not alone, the wondrous Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Your silence speaks louder than words and reaches each round the world. Your soul is part of everything we're touching. Our minor faults, our major sins, all are forgiven by your grace, and to thank you, we sing the Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Wow. We now have dear Rati.
जय बाबा दिख आया है द्वार तेरे जीवन का सार लेके अमृत कलश वो खड़ा है जाग रे सोने वाले खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार लेके आया है द्वार तेरे जीवन का सार लेके अमृत कलश वो खड़ा है जाग रे सोने वाले खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार ओ मत वाले बावरे होश अब संभाल रे नीरस में देखता क्या चाव रे आ, आ, आई जीवन की भोर लेना करवट अब और छोड़ सपने वो झूठे अब जाग रे छोड़ सपने वो झूठे अब जाग रे बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार माया तो उजड़ा बन तू समझा है मधुबन माया तो उजड़ा बन तू समझा है मधुबन ढूंढत वो महकी फुलवारी रे आ, आ, मोहन ले बांसुरी अनदेह की ललकारी तुझको सुनाने आया जाग रे तुझको सुनाने आया जाग रे बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार घायल भी हो के नहीं छोड़त बन निर्जन नहीं घायल भी हो के नहीं छोड़त बन निर्जन नहीं रस अनूठा ढूंढ रहा क्यों भवरे आ, आ, मोहन ही मेहर बन के अवतार कल जुग के मोहन ही मेहर बन के अवतार कल जुग के मधुसूदन देख खुले भाग रे मधुसूदन देख खुले भाग रे बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार दिख आया है द्वार तेरे जीवन का सार लेके अमृत कलश वो खड़ा है जाग रे सोने वाले खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार खोल तेरे मन के द्वार बावरे खोल तेरे मन के द्वार जाग रे सोने वाले अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
Wonderful. Jai Baba. Now we have Gail. Jai Baba.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And how exciting it is to have Amrit and Dara in the house to share in the Arti and afterwards with their stories. And by Baba's grace, yesterday I had selected what I was going to read, and it is the Meher book that Janet Judson compiled with the assistance of Shelley. And when I was in Mehrabad, one visit, Amrit told me of how Baba had let her know that he wanted her to be Janet's best friend, for them to be best friends. So how fitting to read a story about Meher. It was now February 1926 and Baba's birthday. Instead of having a cake, we celebrate birthdays by serving a very rich dish called rava. It was made from semolina, ghee, sugar, raisins, and almonds, and is served hot. It not only tastes delicious, but it has a very tempting aroma. We usually serve it with tea early in the morning of a person's birthday. On his birthday morning, Baba was seated at the Sai Darbar near the post office, and Masaji, Naja's father, who was an excellent cook, placed before Baba a big pot of steaming rava. The mandali were called first, and Baba gave each of them a generous helping of rava on their plates. Then it was the women's turn. I loved rava, and I was feeling very happy that Baba was giving such big portions. We seldom had a treat like this, and in that early morning, I was eagerly looking forward to a plate of delicious steaming rava and a glass of hot tea. Some of the older women took theirs, and then it was my turn. So I gave my plate to Baba. Baba put his hand in the pot and brought out a pinch of rava the size of a peanut and put it on my plate. I looked at Baba and I did not know what to say. Baba said to me, "You have a cold, don't you?" "No, Baba," I said, "I don't have a cold." "A sore throat?" "No, Baba, no sore throat." Then Baba said, "All right." And he put the ladle in the pot and gave me a good helping. And with a plate of rava and our aluminum glass of tea, we girls went to our room to quietly enjoy our feast. Baba looked so beautiful serving the rava to all, and I still remember how sweet he was at that time. Baba was very playful and he loved to tease us, but he also knew that I had been feeling greedy, and he showed me that he knew. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Baba. That was so sweet. I would like to read from Meher Roshni, Ghazal 50, The Effect of Love. Worldly service is religion's business for the enhancement of self. The effect of love is the renunciation of self at every step. O Meher, you have deceived me by becoming indifferent, but I do not worry because the pain of longing is safe within me. You have discarded me, you have kicked me, yet my love for you is so great that I follow you willingly and love your every kick. You have tricked people into thinking that you are very kind to me. No one knows that I die at every step from your harsh attitude. It is so difficult to enter this path of love when the beloved's dagger brings death at every step. What do you expect from me? You asked me to sleep and at the same time to remain awake. Who can embody the contradictions of love's path? The pain of longing has sealed my lips. How can I now complain about you to the world? You are both my beloved and my murderer. How can I then ask you to have mercy on me? O Bhav, This murderer is now standing before me with a sword in hand. The nobility he has bestowed upon me bends my neck for him to strike. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. We now have Michelle Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, good morning, good evening. Welcome, Amrit and Dara. I am very excited to visit with you and hear your fantastic stories. I'll never forget the story where your grandmother fell out of the tree, Amrit. Such a great story. Oh my. Anyway, so this is a work in progress. And I know it's the third Arti in a row. Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan 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 Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan 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 Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan 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 Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan 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 Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Vijanan Satchitanand Padamanan Meher Baba Jai Meher Baba.
Beautiful. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Now have Alan Ray.
Jai Baba Roshani. Can you hear me? Good. Wow, it's so wonderful to have Amrit and Dara with us this morning, and can't wait to hear their incredible stories about being with Baba. Perhaps they'll tell a little bit about their wedding. I believe it was in December of 68 out there at Merazad. In any event, when we met, I was going by Ray, so Dara calls me Ray. And I wanted to let them know that during the month of December, I'm going to be in Asheville. So I will see what I can do about connecting up with their son. So what is a Dhun? Well, it's a stringing together of different chants, the holy name of God. And so I've been working on putting a couple of those chants together into a Dhun. So here we go. I'll give this a try. Priyatam Meher, Priyatam Meher, Priyatam Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar, Meher Baba, 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 Japu Tumara Nam Meher, Japu Tumara Nam, Japu Tumara Nam Meher, Japu Tumara Nam, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai, Avatar Meher Baba कीजिए ओ अवतार मेहर बाबा कीजिए 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 ओ अवतार मेहर बाबा कीजिए अवतार मेहर बाबा कीजिए अवतार मेहर बाबा कीजिए अवतार मेहर बाबा कीजिए प्रियतम मेहर प्रभु मेहर बाबा प्रियतम मेहर प्रभु मेहर प्रभु अवतार प्रियतम मेहर प्रभु मेहर बाबा प्रभु मेहर बाबा प्रभु मेहर बाबा
Jai Baba.
Okay.
Wonderful. Jai Baba. We now have Rati. Rati, please unmute.
Jai Baba. Roshni, that was by mistake. I don't want to sing again.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Who had sung? Okay, sorry. Jack. Sorry, we have Jack.
Good evening.
Good evening,
morning,
Jack.
good evening all around the world. Can you hear? Am I coming through? What's happening?
Yes.
Yes, Jack. You're clear.
Okay, good. Getting a little bit confusing. Yeah, I'd like to thank Abhishek for his beautiful rendition of St. Francis's words, and also to let you know that on Netflix, the Life of St. Francis in the movie starring Bradford Dillman. It's well worth watching. So as a prelude to tomorrow, which I didn't know about, coincidental again, I'd like to read a very short rendering out of the boys with Asfandia Vasali on a request and response, and a Hafez Ghazal, which was read at Mayor Center in April 2000.
Jack, you got muted?
Jack, you're muted.
Okay, here we go. Okay, question. I feel like we are experiencing Baba in spending time with Asfandiar. Asfandiar, one should sit in meditation and think only of him. You really have to lose consciousness of your body to be really with him. You do meditation on Baba, not on yourself. Forget about yourself. The body will have to go sometime, but it is best to forget about it right now. Request. We are nudging Esfandiar to be in the world by coming here and sharing his love for Baba with us. Would he not rather be alone with Baba? Esfandiar, it doesn't matter. Farshid says Esfandiar is happy to share and help. Question, is it painful to have to live in the world? I'm focusing on Baba, but after a while you lose the ability to cope. Should we worry about this? Does Baba offer some balanced existence? Esfandiar, there is no importance to the gross world. When you enter the path, you will experience music and fragrances. What is there in the gross world that we have to cling to or worry about, really? Question, what brings Esfandiar out of the inner world? Response, when nature calls. And the gross world also does have the power to pull you back with other impressions. Hafez's Ghazal. To this door of the Master we have come, not for any fame or position. For shelter from ill fortune, here we have come. Wayfarers of love's stage are we, and from the limits of non-existence up to the climes of existence, all this way we have come. The greenness of thy horizon we saw, and from the garden of paradise, in search of this love grass, we have come. Such treasure, whose treasurer is the faithful spirit. In beggary to the door of the king's house we have come. Where is the anchor to your dream, O victorious ship? For in this ocean of mercy, immersed in sin, we have come. I am ashamed of my deeds. O sin-cleaning cloud, rain. For in the court of actions, with a book full of actions, we have come. Hafez, drop this woolen cloak of yours, since we have come from behind of the caravan with fire and sigh. Amen. Thank you.
Jai Baba. May we request our two loving Baba lovers, Meher and Al, if we could have your share after Dara and Amrit, because we are just up with the hour right now. If that's all right by you, please. So we will move towards our sharing session with Dara and Amrit Irani, who are there with us today to share loving stories. I will just share the screen and introduce them. So thank you, Dara and Amrit Irani, for being with us today.
To be there. Thank you.
So Dara Irani is the nephew of beloved Baba, and he's the son of Adi Jr. and Gulu Irani. Amrit is the daughter of Shtrughna and Subhadra Kumar. They both grew up in Baba's fold, in Baba's love, and have always tried to live a life according to Baba's wish. They live in Mehrabad and have been doing a lot of volunteer work in Baba's love and cause. We see them at the Samadhi every day when we go there, and thankful for all that they do for us youngsters to come closer and closer to Baba in his love. So I give the floor to Amrit and Dara, and through the sharing, I will just keep maybe sharing the screen every now and then with some loving photographs of their parents and of their marriage and so on, of the presentation that is prepared. They may not coincide with the stories that they are sharing, but it will just be for our soothing of our eyes and heart to see the pictures with Baba. Thank you so much for being there. Please begin, Amrit. And
Hi,
Dara.
Jeb. Can you hear us? Hello.
Are we unmuted? Can you
Yes,
hear?
yes, very clear.
Okay.
Actually, may I just, first of all, thank you for giving us this opportunity to be part of this network of yours, Roshi. And I just quickly want to say the lady who did the Baba rap, Tina, was her name Tina? It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. And I know Baba would have also. And a quick hello to Michelle and Ray, old-time friends of ours. Anyway, I thought since I'm the senior, I'll begin. Age before beauty, as they say. Are you there, Roshni? Yeah, okay. So you mentioned my father was Baba's younger brother, Arti, and my mother, whose name was Gulu, short for Gulnar. Let me just tell a little about her. I personally never saw her because she died while giving birth to me. I was born in December 1944. Not much significance to my birth, but the significance, the reason I'm narrating this story is that when Baba heard that my mother was seriously ill, my father came to inform him. Baba was here at Mehrabad at the time. And to my mother's very good fortune, Baba agreed to come to her bedside. The house, I was actually born in the house of Vilu and Saroj. Vilu was my mother's elder sister, my aunt, technically, but from the time I was born, she became my mother because, as I was saying, my mother passed away while giving birth to me. I was the only child. My father and mother were married just for about 11 months, I guess, just enough for me to take birth. So going back to my mother's good fortune, my mother was on her deathbed. She got into a coma. Her eyes were open, and Baba came to her bedside, and he physically closed her eyes and then turns to my father and said, "She's with me now, don't worry." So that was my mother's very good fortune that Baba was there when she passed away. So as I said, Vilu and Saroj just adopted me into their family. They had 3 kids of their own. The youngest, Franny, was born just 2 months before I was in October. So the first 13 years of my life that I spent in that family, they were my siblings and still remain. My father, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, remarried. So I had a stepmother, Franny, who sadly passed away about a year ago. And
today.
Yes, today, yeah, okay. And it was in 56. So what? Well, anyway, in 1956, my father and Franny, my stepmother, moved to England. And while they were there, they had Shireen, my sister Shireen, who is 13 years younger to me. So, as I said, the first 13 years of my life, Vilu and Saroj were my parents, until I also then moved to England in 1958, and I was there till 73. So for those 15 years I was in England, I was, of course, away from here, Mehrabad, Mirzad, and of course, Baba. The first opportunity I had to come and visit Baba was in December of 64. We came as a family, my father, my stepmother Franny, my sister Shireen. We came to spend time with Baba. The main reason to come at that time was that Shireen had turned 7 and it was time for her to have her Nojot ceremony. And of course, my father wanted Baba's blessings for that. So Baba agreed and invited us to be here. So we came and we stayed for 3 months till March of 65. And during those 3 months, of course, the Nojot ceremony took place. But Baba would invite us to visit with him at Mirzad, spend the day out there. And for me, for all those years, Baba was more an uncle to me than the Avtar. And there were money, of course, the sister Mani was my aunt. The other women Mani were also related to us. So it was like a family visit every day that Baba would call us there. Well, I would be in Mandi Hall with the rest of the men Mandi when Baba would come there, along with my father. As I keep saying, most of the time I was just a spectator. I had very little to say. I wasn't one for talking. I was very shy. But from time to time, Baba was turn his attention to me and tell me something.
Look at the photographs.
Yeah. So on
Our younger days there on the.
So on one of those occasions, Baba turns to me and says, Dara, don't worry. I have already chosen the right girl to be your wife. I was 20 at the time. By this time, back in England, I had finished my education. I didn't get very far with that. And I was working in an engineering factory as a sheet metal worker. I took leave from work to come. So, of course, Baba told me what I just said. And then the rest of the time I was there, there was no further mention of who this person might be. Sadly, I had to return back to my life in England. I was longing to come back to India. I missed India very much. But Baba told me, no, this is not the time. You go back to your life in England. So I went back. I rejoined work. And 3 years go by, nothing. Till finally, I think it was about September of 67, Baba sends me a cable asking me if I'm now ready to get married. So of course I sent a cable back. In those days, that was the cheapest and quickest way of communicating. I sent a cable back to say, Baba, yes, anytime you want me to. So I get another cable back from Baba saying, I'm happy with your reply. And the next thing I know is that Baba calls my father to visit him at Mirzad from London. And again, this is in December now, 67. And the reason for that was, of course, to talk about the marriage or the plans for the marriage. But before coming, the one thing that Baba told my father to do was to get some large-size photographs of me and bring them along, which of course I found out was what they sent to Amrit to see, who she's getting married to. So I think now this is where Amrit should tell her side of the story. Roshni, yeah.
Okay, Jai Baba, everyone. I see our younger days photographs.
We were young, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, my parents, Shtrughna and Kumar, you had heard his story. He was in British time, revolutionary, and he was in prison. He came out through calling out for God. And there's another story. That was Kumar here holding Baba's umbrella near Godavari Mai from Upasi Maharaj's ashram. Anyway, so yeah, and so he met Baba in New Lifetime first time, when Baba was visiting in 49, Dehradun. My father first time met Baba, and how he met Baba, he was helping out some Baba lovers without knowing about Baba to buy this land and build a little quarters for Baba. And and he became very friendly with them. So the time came when Baba was coming to Dehradun, and somebody said to Kumar, you've been helping us throughout so many months and all that for this person. He's coming to Dehradun, only in railway station for a short while. Would you like to meet him? And my father said yes, because my father saw all these people whom he was helping, how they always talked about Baba. Whenever they talked about Baba, it was so different. It wasn't like talking about another human being. It was with so much love, respect, devotion, and all that. So my father said, yes, I would love to see who this person is. So he goes to railway station. And when he reaches there, as he never met Baba, he didn't meet many of those people who were traveling, none of those people who were traveling with Baba. So he just stood quite in distance and looked at this person wearing white robes, like long sadra, and looking just beautiful. So my father said, who's he? And he said, a thought came in my mind, whoever he is, I would love to serve him the rest of my life, just like that. For, as I said, without really knowing who he does, the way that Baba looked, his beauty and everything. So, and Baba, being Baba, he gave my father a chance immediately to serve him. Baba all of a sudden looked at his group and said, anybody arrange for any food? And in excitement to meet Baba, when traveling and all that, none of them had thought about arranging for food. So Baba said, what will happen? We've been traveling and we're still going to travel from station. They were going further, not stopping there, and they had a very short time. So my father, who was standing in distance, raises his hand like a schoolboy and says, yes, Baba, I'll bring the food. Baba said, but who? Then Baba asked somebody, who's he? So somebody said, Baba, he's Kumar. He's the one who's been helping us to build this little ashram, little cottage for you when you will be coming back to Dehradun. And so Baba said, oh, okay, but you stay far, because Baba knew everything. Baba was told how far this cottage will be built and all that. So my father said, yes, Baba, but I'll bring the food before 1 hour. So Baba said, okay. So my father goes home, he tells his wife, none of them knew about Meher Baba and Manager except for, Meher Baba. Who's he? And so he asked my mother, what can she cook, which can be sort of, I should take that and reach railway station on time. So my father said, as they were farmers, they said, we have lots of rice and vegetables and spices and all this. So let's make a vegetable palau. And that cooks very fast. And even it cooks while you're traveling, it will, because it was like almost 15, 20 minutes travel to go back to station. So this way Baba gave him chance to serve him immediately. Now, slowly, my father, as I said, wanted to serve him, start spending more and more time with his followers. Whenever he had chance, he would visit Meher Baba. And Baba then asked, Baba liked the food that day very much. And this long story, what had happened. But anyway, going ahead, Baba asked him, do you mind if you bring food for the family, for monthly, regular basis? And my father said, sure, Baba, one thing we have is enough food at home and we can do that. So that's how slowly, Baba, my father was coming closer and closer to Baba. And so that's, as I said, it was new lifetime. And when Baba first came to our house, my mother was expecting me that time. And then Baba would come for a few days and then he will travel, go to mountains and go to the Masuri hills and other hills even higher, and then come back again. And now it was, I was born in November and now it's March when Baba is back again there in our village. And that time it was in Haridwar. Haridwar is the place where the Ganges from mountains comes down and goes by Haridwar. Roshni, how much time do we have? You never told us. Hi, Roshni.
We have an hour as Amrit. 8:30 to 9:30 is our time.
Okay.
So till 9:15 we can speak, and then we will leave the last 15 minutes for any question answers, any interesting things somebody wants to ask you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jai Baba. So, I was around 3 months old when Baba asked my father, if my father was traveling with him now, short travels here and there. So Baba said, you can bring your wife along to this time, going to Dehradun to Haridwar. And my father said, Baba, my wife got a young baby and not how it will be possible. Baba said, doesn't matter, bring the baby along. So I like to show off in this time that I travel in new life with Baba and his mandli from Dehradun to Haridwar. And recently Noshawan was talking and he said he's the last relic left from that time. No, I am there too. And anyway, so Mehra got very concerned. Mehra said, Baba, you asked Subhadra, which is my mother, and baby to travel with us and stay in same bungalow with us. Baby will cry and disturb you. And Baba said, no, it's okay. So that's how I got chance to be there with Baba and his mandli. Time passed on. Father started spending more and more time with Baba. As you see in photograph, he's like Baba's umbrella man quite often, going to Hyderabad and going to Satara and here and there with Baba. And then he would spend lots of time sometime with Baba, come back home with lots of gifts from Mani Auntie, from Mehera and all of them. And so we were in touch with Baba this way through my father bringing things, or once in a while, whenever father corresponded with Baba or his mandli, somehow Baba would ask how's family, how's children, how this one, how that, and how's little Amrit. So my name used to come quite often and I used to be very proud in telling my other brother and say, see, Baba remembers me more, rather me remembering him. And so now I am almost 17 when one day I received a letter. Up till now, as I said earlier, correspondence with only father and messages used to come for children. But this time, first time in life, I got a letter directly from Baba. Of course, Baba wasn't writing anymore. So it was Erich's handwriting. And this letter, so I came from school. I'm in my 11th year of school or whatever. I can't come home. And my father gives me this huge, big size envelope, brown envelope, like big size. And he said, this for you from Meher Baba, from Baba. And I was kind of surprised for me. And he said, yeah, read it. And so our house was like double story. So I run upstairs and already start shaking that I got a letter from Baba, what it could be, without, and how it is, you go blank in those times. So I can't tell you much about that time. Anyway, I opened the letter And these photos fell out, which Dara was saying that Baba had asked Dara to send some photos. Those photos were inside. And there was a long letter, I think maybe 2 pages, but I remember one big page. And on top of that letter said, so even though Arti was writing this letter, it was from Baba. So Baba said, read this letter carefully. Do not take as my order. I'm just asking you, would you marry my nephew, Dara Irani, Dara, who lives, and then everything about Dara, his education, his mother passing away on his childbirth, and his moving to England with his father and stepmother, and studying there, and whatever, a whole everything. If girl is interested in boy, she would like to know. It was one of those type of letter. Yes, and Baba did mention that Dara's eyes are very weak, and very soon the problem Dara has, which called, that's Dara's stepmother standing behind Baba. Excuse me. About his eyes, the problem he has called retinitis pigmentosa. Usually people go blind in this disease. Baba did write that clearly. And then he said, after reading this letter, share it with your family, and your family has to agree about it too. So I read the letter, and I don't know if I reread it. I saw these photographs which fell out of the envelope and fell on the ground, and I saw this handsome looking guy. He was dressed up like a Beatles. You can see there too, right? Where I'm kissing Baba, he's standing next to me. They're very good looking. Yeah. And no, you are. And he's
I'm blushing. Come on, get on with it.
And so anyway, I don't know. I just didn't even care about anything, and I came down, gave letter to put everything in the envelope and gave to my father. And I had a bicycle. So I took that. And as Dara said, those days, communication was mainly with telegrams, don't know if it quickly, otherwise letters. So I go to straight, my God, I'm so young. They're showing the photograph of us. Yeah. And that's Shiri and Dara's sister. So I go to telegram office and send the telegram without talking to my father, mother, anybody, sisters, elder sisters, and all that. And excuse me, send the telegram to Baba saying, yes, Baba, I would marry your nephew. That's only that much I wrote in that telegram, and came back home. When I came back home, father, mother, they're all sitting, everybody, sisters, some, I don't know, all of a sudden there was, aunts and this and that and other. And my father said, where did you go? I said, I went to post office to send the telegram to Baba saying, yes. But he said, he didn't even talk to us. What did you say? My father got very excited. I might have said it because I was only 17 when I got married when I was 18, but when Baba had asked me. And mother got, everybody was, especially father, he said, what did you say in the telegram? Thinking I must have said it no or something. So I said, yeah. I said, yes, Baba, I would marry your nephew. So my father just beamed and gave me a big embrace and all that. But then I noticed my mother and mother's sister, they're both sitting on the other side of the room, and mother got full of tears. But he's a foreigner. He's Irani. He's not our community. He lives in England, and he's going to go blind, and But my father said, but she said yes to Baba, and Baba's asking her. And but she said Baba didn't order her. Baba just asked her. She can say no, and she could say no and all that. Anyway, but my father must have talked to her. Everything went up all right. Immediately, in a couple of days' time, I received a telegram from Baba. I'm really happy with you, with your answer, and with your father. Come immediately. He gave us another 2 days to get ready, to have for traveling to Meherazad. Baba was in Meherazad that time. That's a 68. Sorry, it's already 69, and early 69, mid 69. And no, 68, 69, Baba, sorry, Baba dropped his body in January. So 68, right? I'm getting old. Okay, so yeah. So I got the telegram that come immediately with your father. So we got, we left for, And I remember while I was traveling, it was, of course, train and used to take long time, like 2-3 days. You had to go via Bombay, then come Pune, and then come. Now you can come directly from Delhi to Ahmednagar. And so while traveling, I wasn't, all of a sudden I was quiet and I stopped eating and all that. So my father got really worried, thinking that I might be,
Having
second thoughts or something. So he asked me, what's happening? Why are you not eating? Why are you so quiet? I was never quiet in my life, by the way. So, so I said, no. Then I explained to him and I felt what I was feeling. I was feeling up till now, we love Baba because parents told us, like in any religious home or any religion, if you're born, if you're Parsi, you become Parsi. If you're Christian, you become Christian. We were Hindus, so we became, But we had Baba from my childhood. I had Baba, so we loved Baba, but not really wanted, cared much that who Baba is. And we were told he's God, so he's God. That's it. But all of a sudden, in the train, how is possible that Meher Baba is God, and how is possible that I'm so fortunate to see God? And that thought stuck all of a sudden. And that whole traveling, I was just thinking about it, and I was getting more and more, like worrying about that, how it will be when I'll meet him, how it will, what I'll say to him. And then when the time came, when I reached Meher, which took a couple of days, and when I reached Meher, I was taken to his room from most of you have been to Meher, from veranda, not from the door where you go inside Baba's room to take darshan. I was taken to Meher's veranda, from veranda to the sitting room. From sitting room, there's another door where his bed is, and that side. And when I was taken inside the Baba's room, Baba was sitting on the bed with his feet where you bow down. His feet were on that cushion there, but I didn't see all that. What I saw from the door, from the right side hand door, that a person is sitting on the bed with something white, wearing little ponytail, little pigtail been tied up with a little string, and hunched, completely hunched down like that. And so I just stood there. I couldn't go inside. I was looking for God, and I was thinking about God, and I was going to see God, but there's no God. There's sitting this old man who looked a little sick. And so I just stood there, and believe me, I wanted to turn around because I didn't see anything. I just saw a sick old man sitting there. That moment I saw Baba's hand go up like that and asked me to move and come, and he did like that. So I did. I came and stood in front of Baba. And again, I'm looking at Baba. Baba is still like that, and face very old, and think this sadra and little pot belly, and his feet down. And I stood there and I started crying. Just crying means I didn't start crying. The tears was pouring out, just coming down. And I was feeling warm. I didn't feel well, and I wanted to leave the room. I didn't see any God. I just saw the sick old man, still sick old man sitting there. And I don't know how long it went on like that. And before I could run away, Baba raised his hands like that. When you want to embrace somebody, you just, Baba did like that. Believe me, guys, I have no idea when I went for that embrace. Till today, I try to think, did I run, did I walk? But I was just only like 3-4 feet away from in front of him. And I found myself embracing him and still weeping. How I remember weeping, because I was on his left shoulder, and his sadra, that malmal material, with my tears became all wet, and I could see his skin there, very pink, and it was shimmery because I had tears in my eyes. So everything was very this light there like that. And it couldn't have been that long for me, but to me, it seems like Baba was holding me for a long time. And then I felt like with his force, with the two hands, he pushed me in front of him. And when he pushed me in front of him, there wasn't an old man. My Baba was there. He was so beautiful. He was so strong. The embrace was so strong, that push he gave, and held me, still holding my shoulders and looking at my face with a frown. And till to date, when I see that scene, it never goes out, hope it never goes out. And I see like Baba is telling, you people don't, I have to prove myself every time to you. It really felt like that. Because there was frowning, looking at me like, what? You didn't know that I am the one, the God? And, but that moment when he's looking at me and with a frown on his head, and all of a sudden, everything felt so good. I was in front of my beloved Baba. And for some short while, Baba asked, how was it traveling and all that? Then he said, you must be hungry and traveling you must be tired. Have something to eat and rest. And tomorrow morning, come to the, I forgot to tell you, I was asked to come with my father to talk about the wedding. Excuse me. Dara was in England, so.
I was out of the picture.
He was, yeah, just photographs are there, not the picture. And so he said, come tomorrow morning to the dining room, and after breakfast, we'll go to Manly Hall, and they will be meeting around 10 o'clock. So next morning, I had no idea when I left, did I eat anything or not? Not because of now so many years, I didn't, even that day, I don't remember, but what I remember, when I woke up in the morning, all of a sudden I saw nobody's around, and I was staying that cottage where Meher and Arnavaz was still in Bombay, and Naja was there, so I was sharing room with Naja. So I was very close to Baba's room, or Baba's back door, where you guys were inside, and then just there. And when I got up, I didn't see anybody. It was all quiet and all that, but I knew the dining room, as you must have seen it previous evening. So I went running to there, and there what I saw, another beautiful, beautiful scene, which I would love to share with you all. Baba was sitting on the head of the table. You've seen Baba's dining table and you've seen his chair. He's sitting there. And as soon as I came, Baba immediately with a smile said, you slept well? Yes, Baba, come sit, have breakfast. And I was already late. Everybody was already there. And the scene was, Baba looked like a baby. Meher, who was standing behind him, his left side, wiping his forehead because he must have washed, and she was drying with a soft cloth. And it was scene of mother and child. Really, it was like a seeing Mother Mary and Jesus Christ as a baby. So it was mother and child standing, and Meher is looking now and then down and telling Baba, eat, Baba, eat. You haven't eaten anything, because Baba had this little bowl in front of him, which had little, very watery, like a porridge, and Baba was having there, and then now and then he will look up at Meher's face, just like baby, and he'll put his hand on his stomach and say, I'm full, I can't eat. But darling Baba, little more, and just like mother and child. And what she had done, she had put this beautiful malmal bib on Baba's neck. So just, like complete baby was sitting there, and mother is coaxing the child to eat. And so Baba, and every time Meher would say, Baba, please have one more spoon. Baba will have another spoon. He will eat a spoon, and then he'll look up, said, okay. And Meher will say, Baba, a little more. And it was going on. Anyway, then Baba said, in the end, I'm full. I'm tired and I want to go to my room. So I think Mani and Meher, Baba was, quite old and not well. So they kind of both helped Baba. And Baba left the room for his bedroom. We stayed, and then Mani and Meher came back after some time. And that Baba's leftover porridge, Meher distributed us all one spoonful each to our plates. So that was my beautiful morning with Baba. And after some time, I saw Baba's 4 guys came. There were Francis Babazon and Eric and 2 workers. There's Baba's that chair, which you've seen in film. Baba been carried from his room to Manly Hall. And when I reached to Manly Hall, for my surprise, there were quite many visitors were there. Visitors means most of his Manly, not the ladies, except for Dr. Goher and Mani as used to do like a secretary's job too. And Dr. Gohar was there. And then there were the chairs were put, and Vilu, the lady Dara had, Dara's Masi, Dara's aunt, who had raised him till the age of 13, she was there with her husband because she was invited for the part of the wedding too, to arrangements for the wedding. And there was overnight Arnavaz and Nariman must have come too, so they were there. Meherji Karkaria from Pune, this one, that one, Adi senior, the whole, and some of them were sitting on the ground. It wasn't decorated like that. There was no carpets, no nothing. There were only shabat, rough stones, and that handmade chatais, very rough ones, were put on near the wall side. So I went there and I sat down in the corner and Baba started this talk about the wedding. How many guests will come? My father was there to Kumar, how many you from your family would come? First he decides the date. He said on Mihra's birthday on 22nd December, Dara and Amrit, after Meher's birthday, they will get engaged. And on 23rd December, they will get married. And then he's asked everybody how many guests and all. Then he asked Vilu and Sharosh. Vilu and Sharosh used to provide food most of the time for any gathering, whenever Baba had big gatherings and all that. And the food was required, so they were. So Vilu and Sharosh were asked. So now Dara will tell you this story. It's a very funny story. Yeah, no, plenty of time. Come on, quickly. Dara says time is over. I can see the watch. It's
Yes.
now.
I think we're running out of time.
No.
But this is yeah.
So, okay, some other time we'll tell you the story about the funny story about food. So now your part.
Well, as I say, all this is happening, and I'm in England. I have no idea.
You've gone away.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what's taking place here till my father comes back and tells me that the arrangement date for the wedding, Baba had fixed for 23rd, as Amrit said, the engagement on the 22nd. So, and we as a family should arrive in India a day or two prior to that. Because of my sister being in school, we had to wait till school's Christmas holidays, school was out. So I arrived at here in Nagar at Vilu's just 2 days before, I think 20th of December. And the very next day, Baba called us to be with him at Merazad. And I was supposed to meet Amrit on that day for the first time.
I was staying in Merazad. We were called 10 days before the wedding, so we were in Merazad.
Yeah, she was already there. But on arrival, Amrit had fallen ill. So she was quite sick and confined to bed, so to speak. So I was told that, it would be a good time to meet her. So the next opportunity, of course, was the next day on our engagement. That's when we first set our eyes on each other.
So Dara, as he said, he was staying at Vilu's and I was staying in Merazad. So on 22nd morning, Gohar comes early morning and says, come. And I had a fever that day. Even next day I had some temperature too. But of course, the date was fixed. So come. And I was taken to Meher Mani's room, where Meher Mani gave me that, not light pink sari. There are two scenes where I'm wearing darker pink for engagement. And I was given, first time I saw that sari. And Meher Mani and Baba's niece from Pune, Rustam Saurabh's sister Gulu, Gulnar, she was there too, and three of them helped me. They put sari on me, gave me some jewelry, gave me some stuff to put on my face and all that, and asked me to, can I tie? I had a long hair, to tie my hair up. And so I got dressed in Hiramani's room, and then I was taken to Baba's room. Baba was still in his own room. And so when I went to front of Baba, again, the tears was very regular. I mean, they became companions all the time those days because with Baba now. And yeah, this is the engagement today. So I come to Baba's room and I was tears. Baba said, wow, what happened, you know? So I said, Baba, I'm not feeling well, but you look very nice, how pretty. Look at, you know, you look really nice and very nice. Everything will be all right. And I'm still Baba, but I'm not feeling well. No, you'll be perfectly all right. And then after some time talk, and I was asked to go in the Meher's porch. And when I came to Meher's porch, first time I saw Dara in my life, he was standing there with a couple of other people, with his sister Shireen. And so I went there. We didn't even say hello to each other. I went and stood next to, because I was asked to stand there. So I stood next to him. And we couldn't even look at each other because all of a sudden we saw there were around 200 guests were sitting in Meher's garden there. The chairs was put and all that. And except for 6, 7, my family, I knew 6, 7, Dara's family, Dara knew, everybody was stranger. In front of stranger, how to say hi to each other, even, you know, and plus not well and all that. So we just stood there looking at each other. And then Baba's chair was brought there, Baba's sofa, which had wheels on it, Baba, it was brought there. As you can see, Baba's sitting there on that. And so first we all sang happy birthday to Mehera, and then cake was brought to Baba, Mehera's birthday cake, which Baba touched it, or I don't know if he cut it or something, was sent. And then Erich introduced us, Dara, Baba's nephew, Arti's junior son, and Amrit Kumar and Subhadra's daughter. And with Baba's wish, they're here together and they're getting engaged. So Baba held, I don't even remember when they took our measurements for our rings and all that. And Baba was holding these 2 rings in his hand. And so we both went forward and we picked up the rings from Baba's hands and we put on each other and we were engaged. And after the engagement, I was asked to sit down for a short while. And as I wasn't feeling well, Baba said, you go now, you go rest. And Baba went to his room too, because there was a birthday party and there were, you know, all these couple of hundred people. And of course, they were singing songs. You've seen Rustam Saraf singing, you know, and some other people singing and all that. But I was sent to my room to relax. So when I was in my room, I changed and I was lying down. All of a sudden, the door opens and Arna was holding Dara's hand, because we were engaged and we didn't even say hello to each other yet. So Arnavas brings Dara to my room. So I was lying down and I sat down. And she said, okay, you guys, now you're already engaged, talk to each other. And she left Dara there. As Dara said, he was shy and person of few words. He just, you know, sat there, and I couldn't say anything. What to say? What would you guys say in a situation like that? So we just, you know, so Dara, as he was living in England for many years, and he had become Pakka British gentleman. So he just looks out, and what they talked about. He said, oh, nice weather out there. And you know, like
the English always talked about the weather.
That's only how they start
to break the ice.
Yeah. So I said, maybe, whatever. I don't even remember what I said. And then he sat for a little while, waiting for me to say something. I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that time? No, I can see the watch is shifting. So, so Dara left. Dara left me, and immediately after a few minutes later, Arnavas brought him back again. And this time she sat down there, and we had 3-way conversation. Okay. So now we start talking, and we became kind of friends. We said hi, and yeah, at least, and then about our education, work, home, whatever. Next day was the wedding, and same thing, was getting ready in Meher Mani's room. I was given these beautiful clothes to wear. And then I always tell people, my bridesmaids were Meher Mani and Gula. And when I came to front of Baba, again, Erich announced everything, you know, about Dara and myself. Again, Baba, here, there's a lighter color pink sari. There's a story about these pinks, but I can tell some other time. So again, Baba was holding our rings, and we picked up the rings, wedding bands, and I can show you. It's a very small, fine little, yeah, I don't know if you can see that little, this way, maybe you can see. Yeah, so just a little. Anyway, so this is the ring Baba was holding, which Dara put it on me, and I put the ring on Dara. And then we garlanded Baba. Then Baba's garland each other. But, you know, as we didn't arrange this marriage, or we didn't even know what will happen and things. So we didn't arrange any garlands for each other or anything. So what had happened, people who came were invited, quite many of those people were bringing garlands for Baba. So Baba wasn't wearing those garlands, he was touching. Even the one we gave to Baba, Baba held this and put it next to his feet. So by now, there was a pile of garlands at his feet, and Baba looked at us and said, oh, you don't have garlands? Pick up 2 garlands from my feet. So we picked up 2 garlands from Baba's dinner near his feet, and we garlanded each other, and we were announced husband and wife. Of course, we had to do register a wedding too, for the passport, traveling with him and all that. And how much time we have, Roshni?
We can, unless we have any questions, we can go on for another 5-7 minutes.
Okay.
If anybody has questions, please raise hand.
No question. Let me finish the story. It's better you hear
Okay,
about.
then you continue the story. No problem.
Yeah, because they still, you know, like so what happened, because I wasn't well, after the wedding, Dara was sent back to Villa, and I was kept in Meherazad. Look at that Baba, you know, he wasn't like in India, and when you marry, you're supposed to go with your husband. But Baba, knowing that we don't know each other, we're not even sort of, you know, spend any time, and plus I'm not well, so Baba kept me in Meherazad. And Dara was supposed to come every day from Vilu's in the morning, spend a day with me and Baba and Mandli. And lots of things used to happen in those days. That time, it was for several days, it happened like that. And then he would give us his car and driver and say, go for drive, go here, go there. We were sent to Pune once, Aurangabad with the family once. So this way
Our courtship started.
After marriage. Yeah.
With Baba. But yeah, the one thing worth mentioning during those times that Baba would invite us to be with him in his room was when those roses.
Yeah, tell.
You tell.
They will say I talk too much. Okay, because I talk quickly, fast. So one day we were with Baba, and Baba looked at the ladies' monthly side, and he said, bring something. And whenever he used to do like that, we were getting gifts every day from Manli, from Baba and everything. So I said, must be another gift coming. But this day, Baba, this box was open and something was given to Baba in tissue paper, in tissues, one pink and white tissues like that wrap. And then Baba called Dara and myself, and we saw there was 2 little roses in his hand. These 2 roses, he explained, I think Mani Auntie was talking as Baba was doing the signs, that these roses are from your wedding cake. And these are icing cake roses. And then he touches one, and he said, this is one you have for your 25th wedding anniversary, and another pink one have your 50th anniversary. So he gave us that day 2 cakes, which we had 25th anniversary, and 2 years ago, now we married for 52 years. 2 years ago, December, somehow Baba protected those roses, and they were still delicious, tasty. There's photographs are there. I think did I send you the photograph? No. Anyway, yeah, and I quickly will show you while I'm doing this, talking about, so that's maybe I'll send it to you later on sometime. And and then one of those days he said, I'll bless you with 2 sons. And he said, call your first son. He spelled it out, Nirvan. And later on, so we hardly knew each other. We were already blessed with 2 kids. And Mira Mani and all gave Jamshed name after Baba's brother later on. And 10th of January, we moved to England. And 21 days later, we hear Baba has dropped his body. And I really felt I was cheated because he's supposed to be there. He's the one who did all this. And now he's sent me away and, with whom I'm going to communicate and all that. Anyway, Baba gave us this chance to be here, even in this time of virus and all that. We get chance to clean his samadhi. I'm looking that way because samadhi is that way. And here we are. Yes. Thank you.
So, warm greetings from Mehrabad.
To everyone
there.
Lots and lots of love.
And thank you for...
Michele, seeing you is so nice, darling. So many years now. Keep well. Jai Baba. Jai Baba to everyone.
Michelle.
From Israel?
No, she's there.
Yeah, she's there.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And Christine is there. And earlier Michelle was there.
Okay, yes.
Of course, Roshni is there. Yeah. Okay,
So
Jai
thank you,
Baba.
Roshni. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Is that fine?
Thank you to both of you. Thank you so much. And it's such bliss to just listen to these stories from each one of you of Baba's love. Thank you so much for taking us closer to him. Every event over here with all the sharing on our Circle of Friends events is just more blissful than the other. And thank you to Baba for the technology to bring us close. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And we will stay with us, Dara and Amrit. We will conclude with our Dhun and the Australian Arti. So
Perfect.
please be with us for the same.
Should I
And
switch off?
before, sorry.
You want me to switch off the video?
No, please leave it on. Please be there, and I'll share the video of our Dhun and Arti. Tonight we have the jammers after this, so please hang on to jam with Siddharth and gang after the satsang. Everyone. And a little announcement for Amar Tithi. Mehernath ji had sent a small circular message that 10th December is the deadline to send in any videos or sharing that you would like to do in Baba's love for the virtual Amar Tithi that is there this year. So we were just asked to announce it to everyone at the satsang.
Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, Meher, I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling strokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in grace, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We can all unmute and 3 times. Avatar Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki Jai.
Meher
Avatar
Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
Baba
ki
ki jai.
Meher
Atar
Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
Jai.
ki jai.
Hey, Dara and Amrit, it's Angela here. So good to see you. Fantastic to hear your story.
This is the
You
biggest.
want you want part 2?
Thank you, darlings. Hey, Baba.
Hey, Baba Amrit.
Baba Dara.
Yours.
I'm so happy to see you.
Funny to us.
Hey, Baba. Hey, Baba.
Dara and Amrit.
Hey, Baba.
Great to
Hi,
be with you.
darlings.
You too. Thanks so much.
Hey, Baba.
Hey,
Love,
Baba.
love.
Hey.
That's Samuel.
Hey, Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Avatar, Meher
Maybe,
Baba.
Yeah.
maybe we could quickly have Nihal and Al who wanted to share before our session
All right, let's
got
go.
started.
Let's see the
Nihal, would
chairs.
you like to share?
Hey, Baba, I'm going to make it
Al?
very, very
Yes,
short.
please
I
begin.
wanna say I'm so happy to. Can you hear me?
Al, please unmute.
I want to say hello to Amrit and Dara and to all my Baba brothers and sisters in India, especially those that come on regularly. We all know who they are. Anyway, I have two very short Baba quotes to share, one on love and one on surrender. But I did want to share this Baba painting that I don't think anybody's seen except a couple of people in Washington, D.C. And this is it here. It's at Morley Manjush's house. I think the only person that's seen it is Ursula and a couple of people that go to Morley Manjush's house. But that's a life-size painting by David Barrison. And I don't understand. I think Bob and I are both 5'6", but he looks taller than me in this painting. Anyway, I thought I'd share that since no one's ever seen this before. So the two short quotes I wanted to share. On love, Baba says, when love is the presiding genius, the path to truth is both effortless and joyous. And my favorite quote on surrender, which is so simple and so functional, Baba says, the only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual, amidst every hardship, is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Jai Baba, thank you all for listening and have a wonderful day.
Hey, Baba.
Hey, Baba. We're out of here.
Hey, Baba, Amrit and
Thank you,
Dara.
Al.
Thank you.
Tina
Miss you.
wanted to share something.
I'm glad you liked my rap, Dara.
I guess you better go, honey.
Yeah.
But I did have a short story about Amrit, and this was in 1977 when I came to India, and I had lost all my luggage on the plane, and I had just the clothes on my back, which were winter clothes from New York, and I had to get to Villa from Bombay, from the airport, and I was just a complete mess. And I entered Villa, and Amrit greeted me, and I was crying, and I said, you know, British Airways lost all my luggage. I just have the clothes on my back. And she said, oh, that's wonderful. You could buy all new clothes in my boutique.
Exactly. See, I started my shop because of that. British Airways and Air
Yes, I did.
Very good at losing luggage.
Okay.
Is that photograph, Amrit, by any chance, if you have it handy, of the cake that you mentioned, the roses on the cake?
Yeah, I do. I'll just, you carry on talking and I'll pull it out from my phone.
Angela, are you listening to me? Are you able to
Yes.
listen?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I just want to put a plug in for my sister Shireen. Invite her once on your.
Please
love
have her
to.
contact us. Everybody is absolutely welcome. Yes, yes,
She's
yes.
a brilliant speaker, and she has wonderful stories of her two childhood visits with Baba. One for that no-joke that I spoke about, and one, of course, at our wedding, she was there too. And she's really, really good.
What Dara said, she's a very good speaker and she got fabulous, beautiful stories with Baba.
Oh. Yes,
We've
yes,
logged
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Great. We've already logged it, Angela, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Anyway, thank you, dears.
Wait, one minute.
Dara?
Yeah. What, 1 minute, I'm showing them. Can you see that rose? What should I do? Send it to
Yes.
you?
Yes, this is great. Just put it a little upwards towards your camera. No, towards. Bring it closer to the camera.
Okay, wait. You know, the red, what you see is, red is a fresh petals. So for the photo, I did put the rose that this in center. This is the rose, icing rose, which Baba had given after 50 years on 23rd December, 2 years ago, in 2008. Yes, yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Yes.
send it to you. Can show it some other time.
Yes. Yes, please send it.
Yeah, I'll send it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, dears. Please, where's the jammers?
The jammers will start in about 5 minutes. It's going to be very fun.
Yes, I'm looking forward
Oh,
to
good, good. Please stay.
See, I already sent it to you, Roshni, so you can.
Okay.
You can show it
Sure.
to me.
Okay.
There's almost 100 people here to see you, Dara and Amrit.
Oh.
Ready?
So nice.
Send their love to you.
We're
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. Good to see you.
Mr. Gordon.
You got a birthday coming up, don't you?
Me just had a couple of days ago on
Yes.
13th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Amrit.
Yeah, Gordon Wren.
Hi, guys.
We all gone gray, huh?
Oh, I went white like Dara.
Yes.
Don't tell Dara he's white. He doesn't know.
Oh, he knows.
And at least he's got a big mustache. That's at least.
Okay, so I'm quickly sharing the picture that Amrit just sent. Wow.
Amazing. So the red petals I put around the white rose, it was wrapped in the tissue. So when I was taking the tissue out, the little chunk.
But how did you preserve it? Where was it? You had put it in the refrigerator for all these years?
So all these years, sometime in my wardrobe, twice I lost them too, because I don't know what happened. And means I saved it so beautifully that I forgot where I saved it. Couldn't keep them in the fridge, freezer or fridge. As in India, those days, in earlier days, electricity used to go regularly, and the freezer, servants used to use the fridge. So I didn't want to lose that, so I kept it in my wardrobe in a same box Baba had given me with a tissue wrap. But last 15 years, it was kept in the freezer because when we moved to Mehrabad, I had a separate home and separate fridge and all that. So I could do that. But Baba, and it was still, it was like an old.
Can't hear, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Wow.
guys.
Can't hear.
Thank you.
You can't hear? Oh, I thought.
There.
Maybe I've muted myself. No, I'm
We fine here.
I hear you.
And Marvin says hello and sends his love. He just doesn't know how to mute. He was upstairs. But Marvin sends his love and says Jai Baba.
You guys in the same place in Chicago?
Darling, we can't talk. This is
We're sitting in the very living room that you sat in so many years ago.
what is that?
What's that? And my boy is 17.
Okay.
The little kid is 17. Yeah. I'm sorry?
Your son is 17, my son is 51.
I was started late. I had a baby late. But you look so marvelous. Hey, I need some Punjabi tops. Maybe you could do Zoom sessions, sell your stuff. And then if somebody came from America, they could come with a suitcase back and then mail it to all your customers.
Come on, let's do some Baba thing. Let's not talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm teasing. Well, it was just the shopping thing. My
Okay.
Punjabis are worn out.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear, it's such a problem. Jai Baba.
Hi, Bobby. Yeah, she was there. Yes.
Great. It's so nice.
Okay.
Lovely. What an evening. Thank you so much to both of you.
I think
That's
it's
wonderful
almost
stories.
and I'm gonna say Jai Baba and say goodbye.
It was lovely. It was a lovely.